We're talking secondhand hounds on this of all shows. That's why we're talking with Rachel Mairose. Animals they rescue from all corners, all despite the scoffers and the scorners. You do not need an animal of pure breed to fill your home with love and joy, it's true. Eisenhower and Omelette, they're the cats we adore. They were rescued, taken in, then brought to our door. Everyone knows we're having Rachel Mairose tonight right here for you. Tonight right here for you. Oh, God, I got to start the show. All right, hold on. Nobody move. I'm going to start the show. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to your cast for this evening's show. Erin Roberts, Heather Meyer, Fred Chang, Chris Rodriguez, and Duck Washington with special guest. All right, now please put your hands together for the host of this evening's show. It's Tane Danger.
Hey, hello, that's very nice. Yay, there's so many animals that are clapping for me. Hi, everybody. I am so excited to be with you all tonight virtually. My name is Tane Danger. I am the host of this show called The Theater of Public Policy. This is so exciting. Tonight we have an absolutely fantastic show for you. I don't know about you. I feel like the world is a very stressful, chaotic place. And yet we find wonderful things to talk about, like pets and how to be the best pet parent you can be. And that is the premise of tonight's show. And we have a fabulous guest who I will be introducing in just a moment. But let me say just a little bit about what is this show that you've tuned into? So the Theater of Public Policy is a program where we talk to a very smart person about a big issue or idea or something in the news or something that they're just really smart about. And then we take all of the stuff that they have said, and we have this team of amazing improv comedy artists who you've just met, and they bring it all to life through entirely unscripted improv comedy theater. It used to be, in the before times, that we did it here at the Bryant Lake Bowl Theater in beautiful Minneapolis. Unfortunately, there's all kinds of things like a pandemic that make it really hard for us to be in a theater right now in a safe way. So we moved all of our shows online. We do it via this fabulous technology, which is different, but very cool and fun. It means that people's animals can be part of the show. And it means that you all can watch from wherever you are in the whole world, which is very cool. But I want to say, very importantly, why am I still here at the Bryant Lake Bowl all by myself with nobody else around? It's for a good reason. It's because we really want you all to know Bryant Lake Bowl has been our home theater for half a decade, more than that, almost a decade. And it's still here. And times are tough for a lot of restaurants in town, all across the country. But this one is still here. It is still open on weekends for you to sit in their back patio. They have heaters for as it gets colder. There are really giant gas canisters sitting here next to me. It's fine. Anyway, you should come and eat and drink at the Bryant Lake Bowl because they need your support, and it's a fabulous, wonderful place that needs us all to make sure they stick around. If you can't come here and like order something and sit on their patio or get something to take out, you can buy fabulous swag on their website. Like they have these like things that say Bryant Lake Bowl on them. I have a wonderful winter stocking cap that I'm actually looking forward to wearing. So please support the Bryant Lake Bowl. Also, my other sponsor thanks for the show is all season long. We are once again sponsored by my favorite beer company in the whole world, Finnegan's Beer. And Finnegan's Beer, a wonderful Minneapolis-based brewery that not only makes delicious beer, they donate 100% of their profits to feeding the hungry. And so every time that you buy Finnegan's Beer, you're supporting a local company, you are drinking delicious beer, and you're helping stock local food shelves. So go drink Finnegan's, and if all of those weren't a good enough reason for you to do it, here is a bonus. If you mention T2P2, the Theater of Public Policy, T2P2, either when you order online or if you go to the brewery and order a growler from them, you will get 20% off your order. And so please go to Finnegan, use the code T2P2, and you will get 20% off your fabulous Finnegan's order, and you will help support a magical, wonderful brewery. Okay, with that, we have so much to talk about tonight, and I am so excited for this conversation. I hope that you all are already starting to submit your questions, but I can't wait any longer to introduce our guest and first special guest. So please help me in welcoming to the stage with a big round of applause wherever you are. She is the founder and executive director of Secondhand Hounds, which is the largest animal rescue in the Midwest. Please, a big round of applause for Rachel Mairose.
Hello.
Hi, Rachel. And so, Rachel, I feel like we should say from the get-go, who is with you right now?
This is Brisby. She's a 10-week-old French Bulldog. She's part of our foster program and our neonatal program. And I thought she'd be a good little co-guest with me, so I brought her along.
She is. People at home don't know this, but we've been on this video chat for about half an hour, and that dog has not done anything but be adorable for that entire time. So.
Yep, she's good at that.
Okay, so Kate, I did a little bit of an intro of Secondhand Hounds. You are the largest animal rescue in the Midwest, but can you just give us, folks who are tuning in and may not have heard of the organization, a quick picture of who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. We were founded in 2009, and we have been growing ever since. We take animals mostly from high-kill shelters and put them in our foster homes where they are loved and spoiled rotten until we find their forever home. So that's kind of what we do. We're based in the Twin Cities. We adopt out to all over Minnesota, Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota, Wisconsin, and we rescue from all over the world. So we love what we do, and yeah.
Okay, so we wanted to have you on because there have been a lot of folks adopting animals, it feels like, for the first time this season. So I'm going to ask just from the first off, is that true? That's not just like a phenomenon in my head. That's something that's actually true. Like a lot more people have been adopting animals recently.
Yes, absolutely. It's been bonkers. We usually have a pretty steady stream of adopters, but COVID has done a lot of negative stuff for the world, but it's also made people consider getting an animal. It's kind of the perfect time when you are home anyway and you are looking for a little buddy to be your quarantine cuddle buddy. And so it's been hard keeping animals available to adopt, to be honest. It's been crazy. I've never seen anything like it. We never could have prepared for how that happened. And on the flip side, we also had so many foster homes, just nuts. Like I said, no, I've never seen anything like it. It's kind of the silver lining of COVID for animal rescues.
Okay, so talk to me about, is there a type of person that you've noticed who's been coming in to rescue or to join this that might be new or different than before?
I think it's just everyone. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Before it seemed to be maybe more like people like me, animal crazy people who are just kind of nuts and always wanted to be around the animals. And now there are people that have considered getting an animal for years, and it seems like the right time. So a lot of first-time pet owners are either adopting or fostering. People in college, elderly people that can't really go out and about because they don't want to risk getting sick. Just, it's crazy that so many different people, every walk of life, We get foster applications way up north and downtown Minneapolis. So everyone is kind of coming together to save more lives, which is a beautiful thing to see, but also causes its own set of problems in just keeping up the supply for the demand.
Okay, so, talk me through what the checklist is that I should be thinking about if I would be a good dog or cat rescuer. And I imagine these might be different questions for if I was going to foster versus adopt.
Yes, absolutely. So I would say fostering, honestly, you need to have enough time to be with the animal. You know, we aren't looking for fosters or adopters who are gone 12 hours a day. Maybe that's a little bit better for a kitty, but for dogs especially, we need people that are around the house, you know, evenings and weekends and all that good stuff. We do not require like a fenced-in yard for our fosters or adopters. I think that's a really big misconception in rescue or about rescues, that you can't adopt if you don't have a fenced-in yard and like a golden dog bed. You know, we are just looking for people that want to love these animals for the rest of their lives. If they're adopting, and if they're fostering, just commit to loving and caring for this animal until you find its perfect home, which right now is only about 2 weeks. So it's not even that big of a commitment.
This is a personal thing where I have so much love and respect for people who foster animals. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand how people can have a pet for 2 weeks, like fall in love with it and then turn it back. I would be an absolute failure foster parent over and over again.
So we have like a club, and it's called the Club for Foster Failures. So you would be in good hands. I would say about 50, maybe 40% of fosters either have foster failed or are about to. I have foster failed 3 times, so that's my record. You know, and we always say it's the best kind of failure. It basically means that you fall in love with your foster and you cannot even think about giving it up, so you end up adopting it yourself. And so, you know, after you have a few foster failures and your house starts getting pretty busy, then when you are fostering, it gets much easier to find that dog a perfect home or that kitty a perfect home. But yes, a lot of people say that, and I kind of push back on that and say, you know, you're saving a life. And so I always think about it like, what if you were babysitting your friend's dog? I always say, treat it like that. Pretend that you're babysitting your friend's dog. This is not your dog. It's just your job to take care of it. And the wonderful... Yeah, what?
I thought you were going to say, like, imagine it's like you're babysitting your friend's dog and you decide to kidnap your friend's dog.
I mean, you have that. That's the thing about fostering. You actually have that option that you can kidnap the dog you're fostering and end up adopting it.
So so you mentioned like the time piece, like you need to make sure that you've got time to spend with this animal, more time probably for dogs than for cats, but cats need people around too. And what else should I be asking myself before I like run out and be like, I want to become a pet parent?
Right. You know, your life right now might be really vastly different than your life looks like in a year or two. So make sure that you're in it for the long haul. And so right now you might be like sitting at home in pajamas all the time eating ice cream, and you're like, yeah, I can have little, like my dog's name is Hopper, so little Hopper on my lap. But in 2 years you might want to be traveling all the time and going on safari. And so obviously if you want to do that in 2 years, you probably shouldn't adopt a dog now. You know, it's a 12-year commitment plus sometimes. So you want to make sure that your lifestyle is going to kind of, it's going to, as it moves on, you're still going to have the kind of life that can accommodate a little friend. And then also, you know, just make sure that you're stable enough to be able to afford if things happen, or at least have a support system or no resources if your dog breaks its leg. You know, I always say plan for the worst and hope for the best. So just make sure that you can still support pet parenthood in the future as well. I have 3 dogs and I'm thinking of adopting a 4th. And so I try to consider, I know I'm a crazy person, but I try to consider all of the things that 4 dogs would change in my life, AKA making me go from a sane person to an insane person. But I'm okay with some of these things.
So what are those mistakes that people make when they first get a pet that is like good to try and prepare for? Like first, like, you know, they come in, they fall in love and they're going to bring it home. what are the things that you see a lot of people maybe misstep right at the beginning?
Well, even selecting the dog, you might be looking at this little puppy and say, oh my gosh, I need this puppy in my life. But you have to be ready for that breed. So some breed, you might fall in love with the face of a dog, and it might be a breed that really doesn't fit with your lifestyle. For example, I love border collie puppies. They're the cutest things I've ever seen in my life. Am I the kind of person that should own a border collie? Absolutely not. I like couch potatoes. Border collies want to work. So we want to make sure that people are thinking about the breed and not just like, I mean, look at this. Who wouldn't want this, right?
So is this what, I mean, this is not the first French Bulldog I've met, but I've never met one that is quite that pillow-like.
Right. So she's not always pillow-like. So that is a good thing, right? She's putting on a show right now. You think she's a puddle of cute, but earlier today she was running around and attacking my other dogs and pooping on my carpet. So, you know, you just have to consider what you're getting. The full picture, I guess, is the big thing. And also, for example, a French Bulldog comes with a lot of breathing problems. They might have a lot of health issues as they grow older. So all of these little things play into what kind of dog you should be getting. And then another big thing is once you do select the right dog for you, making sure that you're working on things like kennel training and potty training and basic manners so that I have a Great Dane. And so when she was little, it was super cute when she jumped up onto our laps. She is now 120 pounds, so it's not as cute when she jumps onto people's laps when they come over. So, you know, just making sure that you're doing those basic training things that are going to make you have a harmonious long-term relationship with your pooch.
So this is, people I think a lot about dog breeds when they're thinking about selecting the right one. I mean, you do cat rescues as well. How do you, I will say I have a cat that I love to death. It is the most dog-like cat that I've ever known in my life, but I have no idea how I could have predicted that when I met George for the first time. It seems maybe like it's a little harder with cats to figure out what they're going to be like.
100%. That's why I love foster-based rescue organizations, because they are in foster homes. So you really get an accurate idea of what the animal is, whether it's a dog or a cat, is in a household. It's harder when you go to Humane Society, which I love the Humane Society, but these animals are living in kennels or, you know, little crates, and their personalities aren't really shining through. But in foster homes, the foster can kind of tell you what your dog or cat is going to be like. Another thing that I always suggest is if you do want to know your animal's established personality before you bring it home, it's always great to adopt an adult dog or cat, because they already kind of have their personality and it's not going to change over time, most likely. Whereas with a puppy or a kitten, you're kind of rolling the dice and saying, yeah, this is a cute little puppy or kitten right now, but you don't know what kind of dog or cat it's going to be like as an adult.
So you all do a lot of rescues, and I'm curious if there are special things about rescue animals to like keep in mind that might be different than if you went to the pet store or a breeder.
Right. Yes, I think so. There are certain things that you want to keep in mind with rescue animals. For one, I love rescue animals. I think they're the best. I do like to say mixed breed dogs are typically more healthy and behaviorally sound because they haven't been bred like this little baby who has this really short nose and these big ears that probably shouldn't be like that. Whereas I might grab my other dog soon, but he's a mutt. He's a mega mutt. He's like the Texas Special is what I call him. And he has about 80 different breeds in him. And he is the healthiest, friendliest dog I've ever met in my life. So
this is such an important thing that I can't if we get nothing else out of this show, which I hope we get a lot out of. I'm like 100% on board with this of like mutt dogs are the best. Yes. Mutt cats are the best.
Yes.
And yet there's like an obsession with these purebreds, which I'm going to like offend people who are watching at home. But it's like purebreds seem to be designed to fail, like in this problematic way. So I mean, why do people like get so attached to like, oh, I've got to have like the 100% like Maltese, whatever it is.
Right. I think part of it is status. Like they grew up loving a breed and they're like, I have a purebred from a breeder. And it feels kind of like bougie and fancy or something. And I'm always like, I need to make rescuing the posh thing. Like, I love when people stop me and ask what kind of dog my dog over here is, because I'm like, he's one of a kind. Like he's couture, you know? So it's, you try to kind of make fun of it a little bit, but I have a hard time with, especially bulldogs. I'm holding one. I love them, but bulldogs actually can't get pregnant naturally and they can't give birth naturally. So think about that. Like humanity is forcing us to have this breed that shouldn't naturally even exist. Yet we're like, we need this so bad that we're going to like force this to happen. So that to me is just crazy. And so I urge people to look at rescue too, though, because I have people that are in love with certain breeds. For example, I love Great Danes. They're one of my favorite breeds, but I can find them in rescue. You just have to wait a little bit and use your patience and understand that you might not get this like 8-week-old perfect little puppy, but you're going to get a really good dog and you can still get your breed. So I think another like misconception is that rescue animals are always mutts, and it's not true. I love my mixed breeds. I think they're absolutely the best. But if you're not into it, we absolutely can find you purebreds in rescue. And then the big thing you had said a little bit ago, that pet stores. So pet stores are typically, they take their animals from puppy mills. And puppy mills, for those of you who don't know, are basically commercial breeding facilities who are people that breed animals for the sole purpose of a profit. And so they literally, these mom and dad dogs, they don't have human interaction. They are scared of people. They are covered in their own feces. If they're long haired, they have mats. I've been to some of them. It is excruciating to look at. And then they take their puppies away from them when they're like 5 weeks old and they bring them to pet stores. And that's the pet stores that you see, like Petland and stuff. So I always say, if you do want to know that the breeder you're going to is a good one, you should be able to meet the parents. You should be able to see where they're living. If you go to their website and they have 80 plus puppies for sale, then that's not a good breeder. That's not somebody that's caring for these animals or caring for the parents adequately. So that's something that I always like to throw in there. It's really important to make sure that if you do go to a breeder, it's a good, responsible one.
And I mean, as your organization shows, there's plenty of pets out there that need homes right now without us needing to go out and breed 80 more every day.
I mean, the statistics are staggering. About 1 million dogs and cats are killed in shelters every year. That's nuts to me. Why, and so for me, it's a non-negotiable that I would go and rescue an animal before I would ever go to a breeder. And hopefully in my lifetime, the goal is that someday I won't have to be a rescue person because we'll be doing a good job at preventing overpopulation. And, we're all working together to make sure that every animal that enters those shelters has a chance at a great home.
Okay. Let's just go through a few, because we promised people like tips on how to be the best pet parent they can be. So you do find that perfect dog or cat. You're ready to bring it home. And then what are the things that you should do to make sure that your home is ready for this animal?
Puppy proofing is great. So a big thing is making sure that wires in your house are up, that anything that the puppy can get to. It's kind of like toddler proofing, I say. If you have a toddler coming over, it should be about the same. You might want to set up baby gates. If there's an expensive rug in a room that you don't want the dog to go and have an accident on, you need to work on training the animal that there's certain spots it can and cannot go to the bathroom in. You want to make sure that you get a crate. I think crate training is hugely important for a successful kind of harmonious relationship with your animal. And like dogs love to be in crates when it's the right, when you do it the right way and you train them the right way. It's kind of like their safe zone, their secret spot, their place. And so if you get it to be a place where they like to go, then it's really great, because when you're gone, you don't have to worry about them destroying anything. You don't have to worry about them having accidents in your house. So you can breathe easy and your animal can be happy.
To tie back that, because this is like a pet peeve of mine, like the crate thing is for what you're talking about, but it's not like an excuse to be like, I'm going to leave for like 12 hours. I'm going to just like put the pet in a crate and like play with it when I get home, which I feel like sometimes people do and it drives me nuts.
Yeah, no, it's not. We never want it to be a punishment. It should never be punishment. So I hear a lot of people saying, oh, when the dog is bad, put it in its crate. That's not a good idea. So we don't want it to be a punishment. And we also, yes, like long-term crating is not a good thing for your pet. Animals need to be able to stretch it out and walk around. And so if they're crammed in a crate all day, it's a problem. We don't want it to be like that. But if you have to run an errand or you have to leave for a couple hours, it's so great. It protects the puppy or the dog, and it also protects you. Another thing is socializing is so important, especially for puppies. There's a statistic that says before a puppy is 12 weeks old, it should meet like 200 people to be a well-adjusted dog. So you want to do that, but you also want to make sure that you're not bringing it to places where it could get sick either, because puppies are not fully vaccinated typically. So it's kind of like a balancing act in between getting your dog out there to meet a ton of people and other dogs, but also making sure that they're in safe spaces. I actually love utilizing Doggy Daycare for dogs that are dog social. Actually, my dog was at Doggy Daycare today. It's great. It gets the energy out of them. It allows them to meet different people and different dogs in a safe, monitored situation. Some people love dog parks. I feel like they can be a little scary if some owners aren't being the best owners in the world. And that's why I love Doggy Daycare, because it's a really controlled situation for pet owners to feel comfortable leaving their pet there. So that's
okay. We have talked a lot about dogs, which makes sense. You've got a dog with you.
Secondhand hounds, yes.
Secondhand hounds. I know. But I have to ask about cats too, because I'm a cat person. So you bring a cat home. Is it similar? Like, are there other different kinds of things that you should? I mean, obviously, you want to be thinking again probably about furniture and now about things a cat can climb. But I'll ask this in particular. I'm bringing a cat home, and I have another cat. Potentially, or how do you do some of that socializing with a new cat?
That's a great question. I like to let cats kind of feel each other out, like maybe with a door in between them, so they can kind of sniff at each other and get to know each other through smell and maybe a little interaction under the door. You know how like cats like to stick their little paws under doors and kind of communicate with each other that way. And then we might use baby gates as the next step so they can see each other. And then the next step would be finally letting them around each other. But when you're monitoring the situation, so not just kind of a free-for-all. Some cats are super cat social, and so you're not going to worry about that. But we like to do everything a little bit slower so that we can guarantee that the animals are going to get along at the end of the day. Another thing with cats are to make sure that, yes, that you have, for like litter box training, you have litter boxes that are really accessible in every main area for a while so that they really get used to using the litter box. Scratch posts, I'm sure you're used to having those around, but we don't want Kitty to use your curtains as a scratching post or your furniture. And so make sure there's plenty of stuff that your cat can scratch. We definitely don't recommend declawing. It's actually like removing the last like third of a finger for a cat, and can cause actually more issues with behavior. Some cats we get here that are already declawed and other ones aren't, but we definitely recommend just trimming those nails down, having the vet keep those nice and filed down so that they don't destroy as much. And then again, socialization is good for any animal, whether it's a dog or a cat. So making sure that friends and family come over and get to know the kitty. Obviously in quarantine, that's a little harder. So we might have some more shy cats during quarantine with people outside the immediate family, but our cats in our program are doing great, and we still have a lot that need homes.
So I will admit, I rescued my cat from another rescue organization. I apologize.
Totally not.
But one of the things that was interesting, they had us sign something that said, you will not let this cat be an outdoor cat, like to just roam around.
Yes.
Is that something that you all do? You do that too?
Yep. That's twofold for me. One is that the cats get killed by cars way more than any other thing, right? So we just don't want our cats out and about and roaming. Number two is like the songbird population. Cats are hunters. They know what they're doing. They're kind of like they're like barely domesticated when they're out there. They think they're panthers or cougars or something. And so we want to make sure they do a great job hunting. So they hunt a lot of the bird population and can kind of decimate. I mean, there's a lot of countries that are considering not allowing outdoor cats at all as a like overarching mandate because they can decimate bird populations and kind of wreak havoc on the environment. So that's the two reasons we keep them inside.
Okay, so that's good to know. Let me ask, because this is my, like, I don't want my cat to go outside either for both of those reasons.
Right.
I do take my cat for walks on a leash.
That's okay. Yeah.
That's fine.
Heck yes. We love kitties on leashes. I think it's the cutest thing ever. And as long as they're securely in their leashes, I think, and also I have some fosters that have built catios. So like a patio for their cat. And they love it. I mean, cats they're natural hunters. They love the fresh air. They love hanging out outside. So we definitely think that as long as you can have your cat secured on a harness, that it's a great idea to take your cat on a little jaunt around the neighborhood.
Okay, I have a million more questions, and we are getting questions online, but we're gonna bring you back in the second half of the show to answer more things. But just again, like in those early days or even, early months of first being with a new dog or cat, we've talked a little bit about setting up the home, making sure that you've got the right fit. Is there anything that you would say about like routine or like just how to make sure that your like life is now sort of working with this animal?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's really great I always tell people if you are getting an animal in quarantine, still like leave during the day. Even if to take a drive around the neighborhood for 20 minutes, make sure your animal gets used to you leaving because that's going to be really important for the remainder of its life. And then, or even if it is like keeping your animal in a different area of the room while you're working. Let's say you have an important phone call or Zoom session. Let's have the dog in a different, or the cat in a different area of the house so they get used to you not being around. I think that's super important. And then just making sure that, you're staying up to date on like going on walks with friends and seeing other people so that you're not creating these little animals that are hermits and can't function in normal non-COVID times.
This is a really important point, and I actually want to come back to it. In the second half of the show, I 100% want to ask you about how we start to transition back to hopefully maybe more of regular routines. But for right now, this has been so much good information. Thank you so much, everybody. Rachel Mairose, she's going to be back in the second half of the show with her adorable dog, maybe with a second adorable dog. We'll find out.
Yes.
But for right now, she and I are actually going to disappear from your screens, and we are going to turn the whole thing over to the cast of the Theater of Public Policy. So at the very top of the show, I promise, they are improv performers, so everything they do is entirely made up on the spot. It's all improv comedy based just off of this conversation we had. So be generous, and wherever you are, make a big round of applause for the Theater of Public Policy.
Welcome back to Westminster Dog Show 2020. We're about to premiere the latest breed, known only in the United States as the Texas Special. You see him in the cage. It looks like he's about to be removed so they can trot around the arena. I'm going to go right up to this dog and specifically direct my questions to him. Sir, as a Texas Special, what makes you different from the other pure breeds?
Well, I reckon that I just have that extra oomph, like
extra oomph. Yes,
yeah,
could you elaborate on that, fine sir?
Well, you see, my parents were really well socialized, and that just makes me a little bit more special. So that I can go out and I can take on the world. You see,
Well,
like all I want is love, and when I get in front of that audience, it gives me love, and the audience loves me.
sir, may I just cut in for a moment? You are not a pure breed, so what makes you think that you belong at some esteemed festival like this?
Well, I have what they call hybrid vigor.
Hey, you you look like you could be my quarantine cuddle buddy.
Maybe I could, but first, I have to know a few things about you.
Yeah. Sure. Well, I'm really, really ready for a cat. We have litter boxes all over the house. The litter is organic and it's scented with natural flower parts, and we get only the best food, and we have a golden food dish. So you're going to be treated like a princess.
Oh, tell me more. Tell me, how large is your catio?
You know what? We have built a catio that you could go exploring in for days and days. We chopped down some trees that so that the wood is going to be nice and fresh, and we looked into your profile and saw that you like to hunt, but we're not actually going to let you kill songbirds, but we have all those little stuffed birds that make little bird sounds, so it's going to feel just like for real.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, you've seen that I have incredible gray ears.
Oh, they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
The softest, thickest fur.
Oh, how's that feel? How's that feel?
It's very nice. It's very nice. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. But wait.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please go ahead.
I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a social cat, so I enjoy company of the meow species.
Oh, okay. Well, you would be a solo cat at our house, but we could certainly talk about having another cat for you to socialize with. Oh, maybe we could have like a cat book club, or Cat in the Hat. Maybe that could be the first book, or Garfield. Garfield's a funny cat.
May I speak to someone in customer service, please? I'm sorry, sir. I can't.
Sorry, I wasn't listening to you. Yeah, I'm the only one in customer service around here.
Okay, yeah. So I ordered this product. It's supposed to be it's a scent covering for pet urine. I have a new puppy, and it's like peeing everywhere. And so I ordered this because it got all of these good reviews that it was going to cover the scent of the puppy urine, but it actually just smells like urine.
Cool. Can I take a quick look at it there, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna borrow for you. Yeah. Oh yeah. See, here's the problem. You got the puppy urine scented one.
Yeah. Hi, Jabba. It's so good to see you again. I was wondering, Jabba, will you take care of Spot for me?
You know what? I actually have been thinking about getting a pet, so I would love to have him over at my compound just to see if maybe I might want to foster. So
I think it would be great because I decided I want to go on a safari, and I didn't really think about the fact that I have this dog. So if you Jabba, if you don't mind you have like a place that's safe for him to be while I'm gone?
Well, yeah, I have a castle out in the desert that has a lot of creatures there. I've got this really great pen for a large beast that he might enjoy. But listen, I gotta say something to you. That doesn't sound like very responsible pet ownership on your part. You can't just leave on a safari when you've got a little friend at your home. I don't much approve of that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a terrible pet parent, aren't I?
Yeah, I honestly, as much as I would enjoy pet sitting for you, I think that you might want to rethink that decision, because when you got this animal, you made a commitment to it.
Spot, I'm so sorry.
Uh-huh.
I didn't think what my safari might do to you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take off my hat and we're gonna go to doggy daycare together. Would you like that?
I just got your test. I just scored your test here, and Diana, you completely failed this test. Completely failed. Every answer is wrong.
What? I'm sorry, I studied. What
Well,
are you doing?
you can study all you want, but that doesn't mean you're gonna pass. So you are a foster fail. So
So
I'm
what, I
so
don't get
sorry.
anything? Do I get
What?
to can I drive the car again, or I don't know? Those are
Try
things
to
I'm
give
good
the
at.
car back, but you're a foster fail, so you gotta adopt that car now.
And that's 1,200, sweetheart. So yeah, you should be social now, according to my charts. So
Gosh, I really, I don't know. I'm feeling a little insecure. I'm not sure other dogs yet.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't understand. I looked it up and it said 1,200, and you would be good at people. And I was really kind of banking on that with this whole marriage thing. So can you? I don't know. Do you think you counted right, maybe, or?
Well, you see, I spent so much time with you. It might be. You never brought over a lot of your friends, and so I think that score's a little skewed. I get nervous around other people I don't really know.
Sure. Yeah. I just feel like I've put a lot of effort towards this whole meeting 1,200 people thing, and I marked them off. And I don't know if necessarily you tried to be social enough. Do you know what I'm saying? Like maybe if you just put effort forth into like talking to human beings, or looking them in the eye, or saying hello, or any of that.
Here's the problem, dude. You're guilting me, all right? And you know, I'm a dog, right? And like looking at people and hearing what they say, that's secondary. You didn't let me sniff them.
Yeah.
Okay. So like 1,200 people, yeah, maybe, but it was only about 50 to 75 cents. All right.
Okay.
Then cents with an S, not a C. All right. Just in case you were wondering. And I kind of resent that. You didn't let me be a dog.
I mean, I didn't want to bring this up, but you're an overzealous sniffer.
Bulldog reproductive rights. Bulldog reproductive rights. Bulldog reproductive rights. Are you here to join the protest?
Yeah. Nobody wants to adopt a snake.
Nobody wants to adopt a dog that's wearing a cone.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Look, guys, I really appreciate your support. As part of the animal kingdom, I think that you are the demographic that we need to have the support. But here's the deal. We're here to say lay your hands. No, you're here to say don't lay your hands on bulldog bodies.
Lay your eggs in a snake's nest.
No.
Yeah. Don't lay your hands on bulldog bodies. I can get behind that.
No.
I'm wearing this cone, so
bodies.
I don't mess with my surgery.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. So Snake, how can you help support this movement?
Lay your eggs in a nest.
All right, you guys. I'm doing a work call. I know I haven't done a work call around you in a long time. Just chill, okay? I'm talking to a very important client. No, oh, it's okay. Yes, Mr. Baxter, please. Yes. Now listen, I'm just following up. Mr. Baxter, can I actually hold for just a second? My octopus really needs attention. And yeah, hang on. I know I said octopus. Yeah, hang on. Hey buddy. You want some tentacle toys? Huh? Okay, here you go. Oh, and hey, horsey boy. Yeah, here's a sugar cube for you. Okay, but Daddy's gotta work here. Okay. Oh, and of course, Bookums. Here you go. Okay. I gotta take this call now. Hey, how you doing, Bookums? Mr. Baxter. Oh no, hang on a second. I just gotta check in with my raccoon. Hang on one second. No. It's an actual raccoon. Hang on a second. Hey, how you doing, Ricky boy? Hey. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. You go ahead. Yes. Okay. Good. Okay. I'm turning on the bathtub for you. You can. Oh no. Oh. Hey. Mootsies and bit. Hey, Mr. Baxter, I'm gonna put you on speaker, okay? I've got a little bit of hey, kitty boy, how you doing? It's okay. I got you.
I'm pretty good. You know, I have a PhD. If you need some help.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the cast of the Theater of Public Policy. Now, please welcome back to the virtual stage your host for this evening, Tane Danger.
Oh my gosh. Hey, welcome back, everybody. That was fantastic. I love animal puppets and animals. So, if you're just joining us, my name's Tane Danger. This is the Theater of Public Policy, and we are talking all about pets, pet adoption, how to be the best pet parent you can. This amazing team of improvisers, this is the part of the show where I tell you, this amazing team of improvisers who just brought all of these animal bits of wisdom to life for you all are the best in the business. They are the funniest people in the whole world, and they wildly deserve your support. Once upon a time, we would have paid for these shows and paid all of our cast members by filling up this theater that I'm in with paying ticket buyers. We can't do that anymore. So the only way that we make this show work these days is by you making a donation. And so right now in the links below somewhere, there's a thing that you can click on that will take you to our donation page. It would mean so much to us if you would make a donation to help support this show. If you're looking for like, oh, how much should I give to make this happen? Any amount really does help. $15 is normally what a show would cost, so that's a great place to start. I will tell you this, though. If you buy a season pass, which covers you basically for our entire season of shows, and you do it at $120 for the whole 10 weeks of shows that we do, it's cheaper than doing it $15 per week. It helps us a lot, and I will personally send you a bunch of stuff in the mail, because I have time. And I like writing letters and sending people stickers and T-shirts probably and pop sockets. Remember pop sockets? Yeah, Theater of Public Policy bought a lot of pop sockets when they were really popular, thinking people would want those on their phones. I'm going to send you a pop socket if you support us at $120 today. All right, with that, I am going to welcome back to our virtual stage our fabulous guest, the executive director and founder of Secondhand Hounds, Rachel Mairose, who has a new guest with her. Who is this?
This is Hopper. This is the Texas Special.
This is Hopper, the Texas Special. Hi, Hopper. And Hopper, as we said, is one of a kind, right?
Yeah. Couture.
So, I know you said that your dogs aren't always like this, but your dogs do seem like very mellow and obviously very comfortable, like being on your lap and just sort of like cuddling with you. How do I make that happen? How do I make dogs love me?
You just have to have the pheromones, I think, you know.
Do you sell those?
Yeah, we sell them at Secondhand Hounds. I just think a lot of, like I said, going back to socialization and just making them feel comfortable and at ease is really important for all animals. And these guys know that they rule the roost in my life, so they're pretty comfortable, just chilling.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the part of the show where we open it up for audience questions.
Audience questions.
That's fun. It's like a real television show. So we got some audience questions for you. We got a first question here from Brenna, who this seems like a softball. I'm usually a harder interview than this, but it's hard with that adorable dog there. Do you have a favorite adoption story?
Oh my gosh. I have so many. I have a story of a little pup that came from a hurricane and had lost an eye. And the fosters, they wanted to adopt it very badly, but decided to let a meet and greet happen, which means that they contacted an applicant and said, you know, you can come meet the dog. But they kind of knew that they were going to foster fail and they weren't going to adopt this dog out because they were in love with it. And a woman pulled up with her son who also had a missing eye. And they ended up, the kid and the mom ended up adopting this dog. And because this kid felt finally like he wasn't abnormal because he had his little one-eyed dog and he had one eye. And so for Halloween, they sent us pictures of both of them dressed up as pirates. And it was like the most heartwarming, sweet story. So that's one of my favorites.
That I love that. I mean, this is such a wonderful thing of like anybody is softened and made better by an animal, even a pirate. So yeah. Okay. So that's fantastic. There was another question that came in. Oh, how much are you / Secondhand Hounds involved in like trying to make sure that the people who are adopting dogs like are going to be good dog parents, that you don't get somebody like me who's gonna just be not, I don't know, but I would be actually, I don't even know how to joke about that because I would be amazing, but go on.
All right. You know, we try to do our best without putting too many limitations on it as well. We want anybody that is going to love a pet to have the opportunity to do so. So we don't want to be judging people that for things that we don't know about. So basically we want to make sure that the home environment is safe. So we do a home visit where we can kind of tell if there's some issues that need to be solved. For example, if the dog likes to run away and the people don't have a fenced-in yard, we might comment on ways that they can help that. Or if they're adopting a puppy and they have a bunch of like they're really into folding paper, I don't know. They might have origami around, and we're like, you know, if you want your origami to stay intact, you might not want to buy a puppy. So stuff like that. And then we also want to make sure that that if they have other pets that they've been well cared for. So we'll call for vet references and make sure that their other pets are up to date on vaccines, are spayed and neutered. It's a really great way to figure out if they have cared for their other pets well, if they're going to be a good pet parent. And also meeting those other pets and making sure that they seem happy and well adjusted. Obviously, some people work really hard at making sure their animals are well adjusted, and they might not be able to be because of things outside of their control, but just showing that they've tried and that the animal is happy, those are the biggest things for us.
That's really good. I mean, we got another question here that was asking about, have you seen any trends in adopting fostering in the year 2020? And we've talked about like that it's been off the charts, but I don't know, is there anything else to add to that? I think it's cool. Last year, like 2019 was like the year of the doodle. Like, I think it's been the year of the doodle for probably a decade, but last year it was Bernedoodles. Like, they were all the rage. And they're doodles that go to Burning Man?
I wish. It's Bernese Mountain Dogs and Poodles. And this is like all the rage, apparently. And so we see these like breed trends. And in 2020, I've been seeing more people really proud of rescuing, which I love. Obviously, I love to see that. So instead of like, oh, look at my breed, it was like, oh, look at this dog. I saved its life. And by saving its life, it opened up a spot to save another dog. So I always say when you adopt, you're actually saving two lives. The life of the dog you adopted, and another dog is getting out of a shelter because you adopted. So that's pretty cool.
So we talked a little bit in the first half about COVID and the fact that, you know, it's leading to all these people adopting dogs. It also means, as we said, not a lot of us are home a lot more than we used to be, whether that means because we're working from home or we just are doing less social things out and about. In theory, that will change someday, and we may go back to work and we may be going out more socially. And A, I'm wondering what we should be doing to prepare for that. And then B, just to really try and draw out why this is important, like what is the downside to not doing that? Like if we just picked up tomorrow and just started working 8-hour days again.
Right. I think preparing for it is, if you know you're going to go back to work full time in January, now is a great time to start leaving the house in bigger chunks of time so that your dog is ready or your cat is ready for it at the end of the day. doggy daycare, and some doggy daycares have cat departments, so you can actually drop your kitty off for kitty daycare as well. But if your animal really has a hard time being without you, I love utilizing doggy daycare. It tires the dog out. It's mental and physical stimulation. My dog, that's part of the reason he was snuggling with me. He went to doggy daycare today, so he's lazy, and he'll usually be kind of tired for the next 2 days. So it's really great to get into a routine like that. If you don't do this and you just go back to work really fast and your animal's not ready, they can become really destructive. They can panic when they're away from you. Dogs especially are pack animals, so they like to be with their people or other animals. So I definitely think that is important to ease them into it, because it's really bad for them psychologically as well, if you just leave all of a sudden. And you don't want to come home to like your door being eaten and the garbage all over. And maybe I had one adopter who their dog dug a hole into their couch while they were gone. So we want to prevent all that and save your sanity in your house, but also make your dog comfortable with you leaving for longer periods of time.
Yes, this all makes a lot of sense. You mentioned about like a cat area. I find this so challenging to imagine, because like, again, like I love cats and whatnot, but it usually takes them a long time to not hate other cats, it seems like.
So I'm going to call out Fusion is one of them. It's Fusion Pet Retreat, and they actually have, your cat will have its own individual area, and if it's cat social, they might put it with other cats. I think mostly though, each cat has its own, like, it's kind of like a suite at a nice restaurant, a nice hotel where they can hang out for their day. And then they take them out one at a time, and the staff workers will play with them and use kitty toys and maybe take them on a walk outside on like a fenced in patio, or catio. So they do a lot to make sure that the cat is happy, but it's not the same idea or system as doggy daycare. They're not going to put a bunch of cats into a room together and say good luck, because then you'd have it would be very loud and
it would be a lot.
And fluffy.
One more question on this daycare piece. How do you figure out if daycare is good?
So I love doing my research online. Obviously, I have some of my favorites that I trust. So for anybody looking, especially West Metro, they can always reach out to me and I'll let them know what I think. But I think looking at reviews, making sure that I love any doggy daycare that has cameras in the room. So my doggy daycare, I can actually watch my dog play the whole time. So I know exactly what's happening. There's no secrecy. They're very transparent. I think that's a great sign of a good doggy daycare. And then to make sure it's good for your dog, they will actually test your dog with different floors, different groups of dogs, make sure it's a good fit. And they'll be really honest with you. If your dog isn't enjoying it and it's not a good fit, they'll let you know. So those are kind of ways to find a good doggy daycare. And for some dogs, it's like a saving grace. I love it.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick lightning round with you, which I'm going to ask if these things are good and real or nonsense. Okay? I don't know. Like we might get in trouble for some of these. Okay, so you already mentioned this one, so I feel like I know, but it's a softball pheromones. Like you can buy these things in the store that you like put on yourself or things, and it's like it'll make the dog or cat like you. Real or nonsense?
Can I in between? Is that a thing? No.
Yeah,
okay.
You're the guest. I can't control you. We're not even in the same room.
I would say, like, you know, some of them are. There can be things that'll make an animal more at ease. Do I think that there's any that is going to make the animal fall in love and feel like you're its soulmate? Probably not.
Yeah. No love potion number 9, but it can't hurt. Okay.
Yeah.
Thunder shirts.
Good. Real and good.
Real.
Yeah.
Like the tight shirts that you wear, I wear.
You put it on night. I know. I have matching ones with my dog. I'm just kidding. I don't. Yeah. But yes. They definitely help with fireworks, thunder. Anytime the dog is anxious, love thunder shirts. We give them to a lot of our fosters. Okay,
thunder shirts, real. Dog chiropractic.
Love it.
Really?
Yes, we've had some dogs that have really good chiropractic and acupuncture experience, so I do not knock it. I think that there is a lot to be said for acupuncture and chiropractic. So both of those kind of go, I think of them kind of hand in hand. Actually, my dog, couldn't walk for a while, one of my other dogs, and she had acupuncture, which I know isn't chiropractic, but I think of any of these alternative methods, sometimes I think they're bogus, but in this case, I would say a yes for chiropractic.
Okay. Wow. That is very interesting. Okay, those were my quick ones. I have two last questions from the audience. One is, are you planning any in-person adoption events anytime it's soon?
Probably not. Unfortunately, we're sad about it. It's just we're trying to be. My husband's actually a hospitalist, so I'm always trying to be cognizant of what is right for the community as well as for our animals. We will probably resume some adoption of virtual online adoption events, which are really fun. So look for those. And then I'm hopeful that next spring we'll be able to do more once there's hopefully a vaccine and we can start having things in person more often. But for now, our big fundraising events and our adoption events that are live and in person are on a timeout for now.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so this is the last one, which is sort of like a future-looking existential question. But somebody asked, so you said that you looked forward to a day when you don't have to do this work anymore because we don't need to rescue dogs and cats or any animals anymore. When is that?
Well, not soon enough. I think that.
Do you feel like we're moving in that direction, though?
Yes, I do. I think that rescues and humane societies and just in general sanctuaries are all working together better. We have dropped the rate of euthanasia by, I think, about half in the last 10 years. So if you think about how much progress we've made in 10 years and the potential for future, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think we have a long, long way to go. And I think a lot of it is going to be like legislation and lobbying involvement. But I think that we can get there, especially if more people are educated about it and know about it. And I think if more people go and try to adopt instead of shop, that's going to be huge for moving that mission forward.
Okay, so I said that was the last question, but I mean, this is the theater of public policy, and you just mentioned legislation and supporting some of this stuff. So what are some of those things, whether or not I'm a pet parent or I plan to be, that I should be looking at or supporting if I want the world to have fewer unwanted pets?
Right. I think a big one is, especially around the Twin Cities, more and more cities are going and saying we won't allow pet stores to sell puppies, especially from commercial breeders. I know Bloomington and EP already have said no more. So if your city has, a time to go and vote and speak and get involved in saying no more commercial breeding facilities, no more selling dogs and cats at pet stores, definitely support that. That's important. And I think the other thing is just spreading the word. This stuff needs to be elevated, not only in small cities, but also state level. So making sure that if it is something you're passionate about, you don't need to be a pet owner. You just have to speak out, talk to your representatives, and give the animals a voice that they don't have.
I love that. I've never had a better end than that on the theater of public policy than saying, give animals that don't have a voice in our legislative process. There's a lot of things that people can fight about and argue about in this political season, but giving animals a voice is something I think we should all get behind. I'm going to just say we're all behind it. So, Rachel, thank you so much. This has been fantastic. Don't go too far because we're going to say goodbye to you for real at the end of the show. But for right now, I'm actually going to turn the virtual stage over one more time to the cast of the Theater of Public Policy. One more time, they get to take everything that we talked about and bring it all to life through unscripted improv comedy theater. So, without further ado, please, wherever you are, make a round of applause for the Theater of Public Policy.
Yeah, I think you're really cute, but I can't hear what you're saying.
Sure. Thank you. I appreciate your time. I'm a fairy dog mother. I am looking for employment. Do you?
Well, actually, you're in luck because I run an animal rescue, and we could really use some magic with. So please go on. Tell me about what you can do for my
Yeah,
animal.
just give you sort of a quick pitch about my resume, my experience. Originally I was going down the path of to be trained to be a fairy godmother. And then it turned out, I found that my love of animals kind of became more important to me. I mean, nature and Nat Geo and all those things. It was really inspiring. So I decided that I was going to change my focus and go into fairy dog mothering. It's been really gratifying and validating for me as a human to spend that time and that energy with dogs. So any opportunity I can to sprinkle a little magic, scoop some poop. I'm in it to win it. If you've got some puppies that need a little inspiration or some cuddling at Doggy Daycare, I'm your fairy gal.
Yar! 'Tis I, One-Eyed Bart, the scurviest dog in the southern metro.
One-Eyed Bart, I love seeing you.
Yeah.
And I just want to let you know that I'm going to be getting my own dog.
What?
Yeah, so...
Is it because I'm not well socialized?
A little bit. Like, having you come around is a little aggressive with all your pirate plundering and your whole ship when you get the ship coming over here. And I kind of realized
Well,
I need,
squash me buckle and buckle me squash. I thought we had a good thing going.
Well, I think it was more of you had a good thing going where I just let you come and, be a pirate around my backyard. And the only gold I ever found was just really hard to pick up.
Well, listen, lassie, let me tell you. Life as a one-eyed dog is not an easy thing. All right? I haven't had a lot of love in my life.
Oh.
If I just had a little boy who would love me, then maybe I could also, maybe I wouldn't be so gosh darn piratey. Arr!
Oh, One-Eyed Bart, I thank you for revealing your vulnerable side. You know what? Maybe you're the dog I'm looking for.
Really?
If you can accept a non-child as a person to love you.
Listen, I resent you treating me like I'm some sort of cute kitty. I am a deadly hunter. I am a panther.
Look at the little guy. Who killed a bunch of birds today, huh?
I look at this. I just hunted this. This was not just any bird. This was an angry bird, all right? And I took it down.
Sweetheart, got another bird. Oh my God, look at this little guy.
I am an apex predator, all right? I don't want you to scritch me under the chin. I don't need treats. I can do this myself.
I mean, I feel like someone's like a little bit grumpy. Do you want a toy?
No,
you want a little bit?
Oh, wait, what is that? Is that cat?
A little bit of a treat for the cat.
Is that a
little bit of the catnip?
Yeah. Okay.
Charlie, it's time to walk the dog.
I walked the dog last night.
Charlie, I told you when we got that dog, it was going to be your responsibility, and you are not walking that dog as much as it needs to be walked. It is in its crate all day.
Hey, it's not on its crate all day. That'd be real mean and cruel and stuff. I take the dog out all the time. I'm just saying, it's your turn to take the dog out.
Charlie, this is your responsibility. When we got the dog, you were all, oh, mom, I want a dog. Now you got the dog, and guess who is like doing all the picking up the poopsies and all that stuff in the yard? You know that when you're at school, who's dealing with the dog? Me.
Hey, last time I snuck the dog in my backpack and I had all kinds of real great magical adventures at the school with that dog. So I feel like, Ma, maybe you'll... Wait a minute. Is there a second dog in this house pooping around while I'm at school?
We got a second dog?
I'm just saying, I was on magical adventure with my pup the other day. So I'm not entirely sure where the poops come from.
Did your brother get a dog?
I mean, Ma, you have to ask him.
Somebody's getting a knuckle sandwich for this one. Dogs everywhere, I'm telling you.
I mean,
We don't have enough room for these dogs.
Ma, I just feel like maybe violence isn't the answer, Ma. I feel like maybe you should learn a lesson that I learned from my puppy, which is kindness and genteelness and real goodness and stuff.
Oh, well, that's another way to look at it.
Hey, I just got to say that I think it's really unfair that you guys can get adopted, but me, the tortoise and the hare, like that we're out. Nobody's trying to put us in a home with
Hey,
cats and dogs.
hey, you know what? It's hard. Look at me. I'm a big old cat. Who wants this? I can't help it that I'm just charming.
Well, I mean, nobody's denying that you're charming, but we also deserve a home. Look at me. Look at me. I'm sad. I'm a sad little turtle.
I mean, look at you. Like, you're hard to cuddle with. You're not soft. You're small.
Well, I'm good to cuddle with. I'm just a bunny. Like I've got soft, fluffy ears.
I want to eat that bunny.
Oh.
That looks like a pretty good bunny.
Uh-oh.
I want to eat that bunny.
Please keep it down, all right? There's a family coming to see me, and you're gonna mess it up, okay?
Yeah, no, I can't hear anything you're saying. Stop yelling.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to bring it down. This is puppy meditation for beginners.
Oh, shoot.
Yes,
thought it
you're
was a
bringing a
cat.
lot of negative energy into the puppy T-zone.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was totally unprepared for this. What do I have to do? I don't even have a dog.
Oh, I mean, you can stay if you want, but you're gonna have to bring your voice down quite a bit.
Okay.
This is an area for dogs to really absorb their own chi energy, to take it into themselves and become one with the universe. Do you think you could do that?
Yeah, sure. I'll help facilitate. Is that good? I mean, do I have to clean up after them? Are they gonna pee on me?
I'm sorry, did you? I went to 14 years of meditation school. It's not just a thing that you can do. Especially for dogs, I had to get a secondary certificate in that. And now I feel like you're offending my credentials.
No, not like I said. I thought I was in the cat therapy room. No, I'm not trying to put you down. This is great. What you're doing is.
I'm just gonna meditate okay. All right. I should have done my own thing. The anger is gone. It's cheat out into the universe. It's fine.
Cheat out, okay?
Yeah. It's an official word. It sounded like you didn't believe me.
Sounds very official. I'm sure you know what you're talking about. And like I said, wrong place.
You know what? I think like the whole ambiance is kind of taken away. So I'm just gonna blow the candle out. And why did you even? It was just an accident that you came in here.
Cat therapy.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the cast of the Theater of Public Policy. Now, please welcome back to the virtual stage your host for this evening, Tame Danger.
Hey, yay, that's fantastic. Great. Oh, this is so fun. So I got to see everybody's animals. This is fantastic. So before we go, I have to do a couple quick things. First of all, a huge thank you to all of you who are watching. I'm going to make this pitch one more time, which is that if you are watching right now and you enjoyed the show, please make a donation. The link is at the bottom of this. It is what is keeping us going these days. So if you can and you have the capacity to make any kind of contribution, please do so. It really makes a big difference for our show and our cast and all of us who work on this. Also, a big thank you to this fabulous place, the Bryant Lake Bowl. Come here. Get something to eat. They do takeout, and you can do weekend things on their patio, and you can even order stuff online from them. So Bryant Lake Bowl, 100%. Please support them. And the last one, I'll say, Finnegan's, our fabulous beer sponsor. I love Finnegan's so much, and you should too, both because they have amazing beer and because they're amazing company. I'll say it one more time. if you go on Finnegan's website and order some growlers and use the code T2P2, you get 20, not 10, not 15, 20% off. And that is a heck of a deal. And it is still helping this great brewery. So go order some beer from Finnegan's, support them, support us. It all makes a big difference. I am going to use the last of my Finnegans to cheers and say a big thank you to our fabulous guest for this evening. A big round of applause, everybody, wherever you are. Rachel Mairose from Secondhand Hounds. And Rachel, quickly before we go, if folks are interested in fostering or becoming a pet parent, what is the first step?
You just go to secondhandhounds.org and you can fill out an application for either of those things.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Folks, go out, check out Secondhand Hounds. Adopt, don't shop. That is my favorite thing to say. I love it. Adopt, don't shop. All right, with that, this is the end of our show. Let's bring back our whole cast for this evening just to say goodnight one more time. This is it, the cast of the Theater of Public Policy and so many of their animals. So on behalf of Fred Chang, Aaron Roberts, Heather Meyer, Chris Rodriguez, Duck Washington, I want to say thank you all so much for being here. Big thank you one more time to Rachel Mairose, and most importantly, I'm just going to say a big thank you to Dennis Curley in the control booth for making this whole thing happen. So thank you all. We will see you. We'll be back here next Monday night. See you then. Have a great night, everybody.